LMG, get that bitch
Told the bitch I'm screaming. No, I still get hate with. Fuck bullshit, like one day blind. One ready for what like day.
Hey man, say man, y'all know what's going on. It's your boy Mick by LMG, back with another tutorial. Today, I'm gonna be showing y'all how to mix and master. Boom, before we get into the technicalities of it, I wanna explain to y'all actually what mixing and mastering is and the difference between mixing and mastering. A lot of people don't know mixing and mastering are two separate things put in two separate sessions. Boom. Both mixing and mastering is editing your song for a premium sound. It's taking your song from bass recording to premium sound quality, album ready, Drake mode. Mixing is the art of editing your song for clarity and special effects. So this is the part where the engineer, me LMG, goes in your song, edit out all the air spaces, tweak frequencies and all that to get your vocals to fit into the beat. And that's for the clarity and clearness of the song. No, you can drop songs with just a mix and no master. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of artists in their early mixtape stages, if you go listen to them, you'll hear the difference. Boom, mastering, which we do in another session, is amplifying your song for volume purpose. No, it's not the same as just turning the song up. It's amplifying the overall sound of everything in your song. So when you get in a car or you perform on live speakers, you get a amplified level of sound. In layman terms, it's that boom, 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 boom you get while everything's still clear. You did. Today, I'm gonna be showing y'all how to mix first. I'm gonna get you down right with that, Jack. You did. Let's go ahead and get into the session. Boom, this is a record I got out right now called Street Nigga. I dropped this on my album, Trapped in the Studio, Deluxe, as a bonus record, so it's just a pre-mix. For the people who don't know, a pre-mix is a preliminary mix done in session so artists can get a vibe. It's not the same as a full mix. However, when you're dealing with an experienced engineer like myself, 10 years, you did, the pre-mix is usually release ready for artists who on a budget and all that. But I'm gonna show y'all how to get this beat right. Alright, you did. Boom, so first I'm gonna let y'all hear the record.
LMG, get that bitch
Told the bitch I'm screaming. No, I still keep hate with. Fuck bullshit, like one day blind. One ready for what like day world. Still ready for what like day world. Counting on the cheap bills. And I got spades on. She dating opinions, I'm streaming. Told bitch I'm streaming. Told bitch I'm streaming. Told bitch I'm streaming.
As you can see, that bitch sounded fuego-tastic. You did. Boom, but we finna make it even more fuego-tastic. You did. Boom, so first thing I do, like I said, that is the pre-mix. It's the preliminary mix. It's just my pre-mixes are release ready. First thing I do when I change a pre-mix to a full mix is I want a fresh start, so I take everything except the auto-tune off. So we go ahead and control click, take all the turn all the plugins off, and go ahead and turn these off for the ends, apps, ad-libs. Now I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all hear what we got working with. Now this is what raw vocals sound like for the most part. Only thing on here is auto-tune.
Once you got pretty real.
LMG, get that bitch
Once you got pretty real. Told the bitch I'm screaming. I'm screaming. I still keep hate with. First, like day blind. One ready for what like day world. Still ready for what like day world. Counting on the cheap bills. 2, 3, got spades on. I show you opinions. I'm streaming. Told bitch I'm streaming. Told bitch I'm streaming.
And you can see that bit still somewhat fuego-tastic. You did. But it definitely ain't as magical as we had before. You did. That's because the mix off. You can't really hear the vocals. The beat too loud. Everything sounds you did. So boom, we finna go ahead and get it right. Alright. Okay, now that we got everything off, we can go ahead and add the sauce. First thing I do is I mute the ins and outs and the ad-libs. I like to have those muted so I can focus on the mains and the beat. Go ahead and let y'all hear it right quick.
LMG, get that bitch
Told bitch I'm screaming. No, I still keep hate with. Fuck bullshit, like one day blind. One ready for what like day.
As y'all can see, or I guess as y'all can hear, you did. It's extremely hard to hear the vocals. That's because we ain't mixed the beat yet. Yes, a lot of people, a lot of engineers, a lot of artists don't know. You gotta have your beat mixed too for the mix to come out right. So we can go ahead and do that. Boom, first thing I like to do is start off with some EQ. EQ stands for equalization. I'm gonna make another video explaining EQ, reverb, compressor, and all the plugins. Give a short definition now. EQ is to basically get all the frequencies in the beat and in the vocals to match up.
LMG,
What I'm gonna do is
Told bitch I'm screaming.
I started searching for what frequencies sound bad. Note, if you don't have a proper studio set up with proper acoustics, it's gonna be hard for you to hear what I'm listening to. But try. If you run it back again and again and again, you'll start noticing very distorted sounds when I turn these little knobs up.
LMG, gini beat.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key, love on good slow and baby.
I replay it a lot.
Focus on screaming. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Focus on screaming.
Hear that?
Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. Focus on screaming.
So that right there is where the bad sounds and the frequencies that we want to take that out. That's why I drag that down. I ain't really want to do it for this one because that's just the bass, which is still bad. But right here, you can clearly hear like this is bad.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Focus.
That's the dirtiness basically in the piano. We taking that out.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build.
Bet. Now we ain't got it all the way right. Alright, you did. We gotta still add another EQ on there. Alright. Boom. We add another EQ. Sometimes you want to add two of the same plugin just to get an extra little bit of work done without overdoing like the mixing, if that makes sense.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. Focus on screaming. Lost the key.
And it's okay to do the same thing.
All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose.
Alright, now we're finna throw a compressor on here. A compressor basically evens out the volume. A lot of people think it just stops your vocals from being, or the beat from being too loud. No, it stops it from being too loud or too low.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build.
LMG,
Got space on. Focus on screaming. Focus on screaming. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build. Got space on. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build. Got space on. Focus on screaming. Lost the key.
To give a quick overview of what all these knobs and doodads do, the threshold is what level your compression is at. The ratio is how much compression it is. The threshold is where your compression level is at. The ratio is how much compression you want to apply. The attack and release is how fast the compression applies, how fast it stops. And the gain is make up for how much it got turned down.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose.
Alright, now let's take it here that. You're going to hear the vocals are coming through a lot clearer because the beat ain't just boom, boom, booming.
Focus on screaming. Lost the key. Love on good slow and baby. All red for like they rose. The red for like they rose. Count on the chin build. Got space on. Focus on screaming.
Alright, bet. Next thing we finna focus on the main vocals. Now, first thing I like to do is first thing I like to do is what's called a noise gate. This is Waves noise suppressor. A noise gate, to explain for the people who don't know Joe, it simply takes out the background noise. Like y'all hear on this microphone now, that in the sound, that's the exhaust fan. You can't have that in a session. Tutorial, cool. Session, no. You dig? No. So this is what that allows that to do. As you turn this up, you hear a lot of the background sound drowned out. You don't want to turn it up too much because you can start drowning out vocals. But you can play with it.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what.
Another thing I want to do now, it sounds like the vocals might be a little low, so I am going to go ahead and gain stage. And gain stage means I'm going to take this little thing right here, and I'm going to turn the vocals up manually a little bit.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what like they bro. Counting on the chain bill. And I got space on. She digging opinions. I'm straight.
While gain staging is good to go ahead and cut out some of that airspace. Even though you got a noise gate, some airspace can still escape. So it's good to go ahead and just scrap it out too. You still want to use your noise gate though, because it allows for the very tips, like right here, to still be cut off and give a nice roll off sound. Alright, bet. The next thing we're going to go to is what's called a de-esser. And it literally does exactly what it says in the name. That high-pitched S sound you hear, yeah, it take that out. And you really don't got to do too much to set it. For the most part, most de-essers are already set at the threshold like 37 to like negative 37, like negative 42. And the frequency is usually in the 4700 to 4900 range. You usually don't got to change these. You usually just want to set it. And to set it, you just search for the threshold. Same way with a compressor, you're going to search for this to start bouncing. So watch this.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what like they bro. Counting on the chain bill. And I got space on. Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they.
Now range, just like range and compression, is how much of the de-esser you're basically using. How much of this S you want to take out. You don't want to do too much because you can make things sound muffled or over compressed or boxy, as we call it. So I'm going to turn this down, and you kind of want to make sure the little orange thingamajig is not going over this purple.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what like they bro.
Yeah. I like that because the goal ain't to eliminate all the S's, it's just to keep them from sounding piercing in the listener's ear. Next thing we're going to go to compression for the vocals. Now compression for the vocals, it's the same concept as compression for the beats, but we got to keep in mind that we want to hear the vocals. So we're not compressing as hard.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what like they bro. Counting on the chain bill.
You always want to turn your compressor for vocals to a faster mode. That's why I switched it from electro to octo. Octo is faster, which is good for vocals, especially rap vocals, because you want fast compression.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what like they bro. Counting on the chain bill. Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready for what. Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they bro. Still ready.
Actually, now that we got it compressed and back gained, I don't think we had the gain stage, so I'm actually going to turn this down. And that can happen. As you start mixing, a lot of the vocals start clearing up, and you'll start seeing a lot of, that's why mixing is so important as opposed to just doing the pre-mix. You'll start seeing a lot of the makeups you did in the pre-mix you didn't have to do.
Yeah, some bitch I'm screaming. Wants to keep heat with a bitch. Love on they bum. More ready for what like they.
And we want it clean for the next part we about to do, EQ. Fun fact about mixing, the human voice technically can project in the 0 to 30 frequency range. However, it's extremely rare, and when it does, it sounds bad. It's basically, that's where all our bass lives, so you can automatically cut out like 130. See? You go ahead and cut that out. You don't got to do that for beats. Boom, we're gonna go ahead and cut that out. Now we're gonna apply the same mixing rules that we did for our beat mixing and just go to standard, taking things out.
So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum.
Keep in mind, I know where the frequencies are at.
I like they roll.
So you don't have to be as fast as me.
Everybody got space on. She digging pinions. I'm screaming. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what?
I want to double check, so I'm gonna redo right quick. Sometimes you want to do that.
So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. But she digging pinions. I'm screaming. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. But she digging pinions. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill.
Alright, now that we got our first EQ done, I'm gonna go ahead and do the second one.
So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. But she digging pinions. I'm streaming. So bitch, 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 I'm streaming. Yo, shout payment. No shout payment. Lattes and payment. Selling dope like 80s. Playing dope like 80s. I'm ready, man. Going up, it was crazy. Put my dog like cages. They loud chop for a bankroll. Horse to get a bankroll. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll.
Boom, after you got your 2 EQs done, you gotten a major part of the mixing done. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all hear where we at now.
So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. But she digging pinions. I'm streaming. So bitch, I'm streaming. So bitch, I'm streaming. So bitch, I'm streaming.
Boom, as you can see, that bit fuego-tastic again, you hear me? But we not done yet. Next thing we gotta do is we gotta add another compressor on here. We gotta add our review. We gotta add our reverb, delay, flanger. We gotta mix our ins and outs and ad-libs, and then we gotta add our master chain. And no, our master chain is not the same as mastering a song. A lot of people get confused on that. Boom, second compressor.
So bitch, I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll. Count on the chain bill. Everybody got space on. But she digging pinions. I'm streaming. So bitch, 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 I'm screaming. Nice to keep heat with a bush. I want a big bum. I'm ready for what? Like they roll. Still ready for what? Like they roll.
Well, I got a little vibe that, I ain't gonna lie. Well, alright, now that we got that done, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our reverb, delay, and flanger, which is kind of a different part of mixing. It's a lot, yeah. I don't want to say it's necessarily easier or harder. The thing with reverb is once you set reverb and you find a reverb you like, you put it on what's called a bus. This is the reverb itself. This is the EQ for it. This is the bus, which attaches it to this. And so with your reverb, you can turn it up by percentage, like moving forward. You don't got to keep setting it every time. So I can't say it's easier or like harder. After the first time you do it, it gets a lot easier. Go ahead, throw some reverb on there.
I'm straight.
And I will make a video showing how to fully go through reverb and understand it. But for the most part now, I'm just going to show you how to interface. I'm using the reverb interface. You want to focus mainly on pre-delay, time, size. You want to boost size up to give it some boom boom effect. Diffusion to take out some of that metal sound. Decay, that's your actual reverb, your echo. The rest of this you ain't really got to worry about like that. And you want to decide your reverb type. I go for a church because I like ambience. You did.
I'm screaming. Wants to keep.
After reverb, we're gonna go ahead and add delay, and delay is kind of like what it sounds. Some plugins call it echo. It's literally just the echo. So I'm gonna crank it up, and we put it on a bus chain just like our reverb. This is the interface right here. I'm gonna go ahead and crank it up just so y'all get it. But you don't want to hear it that loud, so you want to bring it on down. It's just to add like a little ambience.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what.
Now I kind of hear too much of that echo in there, so what you want to go, this is what this is for. You EQ your reverb and delay. A lot of engineers don't know this.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready.
And delay and reverb are very similar, so I'm going to cut it.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run. Count on the team build, and my gas pays up.
Y'all like that. And now we're going to turn on a flanger. This was something I learned by watching a tutorial by one of the future engineers on YouTube, RIP Seth Perkins. The flanger, you literally can just throw on there. What it adds like this very unique robotic sound that you only just throw on and you touch it up to the level you need it. Once you throw it on, you don't really got to touch any of these knobs. Though in a different video, I'm gonna try to tell y'all what each of these knobs do. But you just throw it on there and it does this. I'm gonna show you.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run. Count on the team build. I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they.
Alright, now that is our mix chain for the vocals. This is our mix chain without the master chain. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all hear where we at.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run. Count on the team build, and my gas pays on. But she didn't pay on, I'm screaming.
And that fuego test it, you did. Make sure we still recording. Boom, next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move on to the ins and outs and the ad-libs. I like to start off with the ins and outs because to me it's like easier to mix them when you already, like you can hear the stack like blend together as you're mixing. So we're gonna go ahead and play it.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run. Count on the team build, and my.
Boom. Now the mix chain itself is going to be exactly the same for the ins and outs. On each plugin, you're just going to be a little more aggressive. So on our noise gate, turn it up a little higher.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run.
Then we're going to go to our de-esser. We got a higher threshold on here. You know what I'm saying? And we got a higher range.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for. I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready.
Then we're gonna go to our compressor. A little stronger compression. You see, we got this faster, release faster, and we're gonna go for a harder threshold and harder ratio.
I'm screaming, wants to keep hate with a bush. Like one day, I'm ready for what like they run, still ready for what like they run. Count on the team build, and my gas.
Then we're gonna go on to our EQs. First EQ. Note with ins and outs and ad libs, you want to take out a major chunk of the mids and the lows and the highs.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt.
Second EQ.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. And my got spades up. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. And my so bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro.
Alright, I'll say that's nice right there. Boom. Thing with ins and outs and ad libs, you don't gotta tweak the reverb and the delay that much. As you can see, I do got a separate delay for my ad libs and ins and outs. However, for the most part, what I just do is very a creative taste at that point. I'm not really changing the technical things. I might just switch from a church reverb to a hall reverb or a chamber reverb, and it's very particular of this song. Again, I'm gonna make another video explaining the ins and outs of reverbs for the most part, especially in the beginning phase of your mixing. You can keep the reverb for the ad libs and the mains the same. Don't stress yourself. To let y'all hear where we at with the ins and outs, and then we're gonna move on to the ad libs.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. And my got spades on. But she digging opinions. I'm streaming. So bitch, I'm streaming. So bitch, I'm streaming. So
as you can see, we get fuego-tastic in these boys. You did. Oh, that was gonna go ahead and knock out the ad libs. I'll let y'all hear as I mix it over. Y'all go hear how they go from loud to blending in with the song. It's a similar concept to ins and outs, but not too aggressive because you still want to hear ad libs, especially for artists that have those as like a creative vibe. You did.
once I got paid real. So bitch, I'm screaming. I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. And my got spades on. But she digging opinions. I'm streaming. So bitch, 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 I'm streaming.
Okay, I like that.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with.
And this is the part where the ins and outs of ad libs different. Ad libs you can kind of compress like main, where you don't necessarily want them too compressed because you still want to hear them.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Counting on the chain belt. And my got spades.
Don't want them too loud, so I ain't gonna turn these down.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro.
We move on to our EQs. EQs for ad libs and ins and outs very similar to reverb at EQs. You take out a lot of the lows, highs, and mids. You're gonna be aggressive with it.
So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay bro. Count. So bitch, I'm screaming. No, I still keep heat with a bush. Like one day, bro. One better for what like gay bro. Still better for what like gay. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my gas. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my gas space up.
We're gonna go ahead and throw the reverb, delay, and flanger on. The flanger with the ins and outs and ad-libs, you can throw a little bit more on there. That's if you want to get creative. You know, some songs got that look. You know, we get wiggy in them more. You did, yeah. Oh, also too, I want to go ahead and let y'all hear where we at with it.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my gas space.
Turn these ad-libs down, I want to kind of blend them some more. Also too, note, your mix will sound more cleaner when you go through with the ins and outs and the ad-libs and take out each airspace in between. I'm just not going to do all that while I'm trying to teach y'all this tutorial, but keep that in mind. Go ahead and doing this along with the noise gate. It allows your ins and outs and ad-libs to sound a lot better. Actually, I lied. I'm going to do it right now for this first little section, just so y'all can hear the difference in clarity right quick.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my gas space on. When she dating pills, I'm straight.
See, like these right here sound a lot clearer than those right there. Boom. Now the final part of the mixing stage, the mastering chain. And again, note, the mastering chain is not the same as mastering your song. A lot of people don't know that. To master a song, you got to take this final product session and put it into a whole nother session. The mastering chain is just the final little sauce where we accumulate everything together, polish it on up, tone it up, EQ, compressor, then the pro limiter. Boom, another EQ to tone everything up, blend it on in.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on the team bills, and my gas space on. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub.
Then we're gonna go ahead, compressor for a little more volume and even it out.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep. Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like they rub, still bad for what like they rub. Count on.
I say it too, this is the part that's probably the most complicated because it's not just easy to figure out what you gotta do.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first.
I think I like that, so we're gonna go ahead and throw our limiter on. Now, limiter is a mastering plug-in, and its whole purpose is to boost your volume without screwing your song, in short. It also lets you know if your song is too loud before you put it in the boost with the listen effect right here. So first we're gonna do this. You hear too much of that, it's too loud. It's way too loud. And so that means I want to go back into my...
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on
It's usually the bass.
Tell bitch I'm screaming,
So I probably want a harder compression.
tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on
We're gonna try it now.
Tell bitch I'm screaming.
Oh, that shit's still loud. Okay, we're gonna try this then.
Tell bitch I'm screaming, wants to keep hate love on first. Like one day burn, one red for what like.
possibly some more EQ.
Fuck bitch, I'm straight nigga. Wants to keep hate, love, fuck bitch, love, I'm
And you gotta be careful not to be over aggressive when you're going through and tweaking stuff up for the master.
fuck bitch, I'm straight nigga. Wants to keep hate, love, fuck bitch, love, I'm they burn. Won't ready for what like they rub, still ready for what like they rub.
See where we at with it.
Fuck bitch, I'm straight nigga. Wants to keep hate.
That actually is a lot better. And what I'm going to do, this right here is called the release thing. I have it on auto release. I'm going to take auto release off and just release it myself. And that actually is good. You wanted to do that. That lets you know it's not too loud and not too much of it. It's going over the threshold. So watch when I take this off.
Fuck bitch, I'm straight nigga.
See what I'm saying? So now I'm gonna let y'all hear who we got. And this is what a mix song by LMG sound like. You did.
Fuck bitch, I'm straight nigga. Wants to keep hate, love, fuck bitch, love, I'm they burn. Won't ready for what like they rub, still ready for what like they rub. Count on the cheap bills, and my got spades on. And she didn't pay me, I'm straight nigga. Fuck bitch, 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 I'm straight nigga.
Boom, yeah, we got that bit fuego tasty. You dig, stick. Yeah, man, hey, man, say, man, that was How to Mix and Master with me, Young LMG. Boom, next episode, I'm going to be showing y'all how to master your song. I'm going to show you how to do a real master, not just a mastering chain. We're going to get it right. All right, you did. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get back more into teaching, doing more tutorials, and being consistent this year. The more y'all like, comment, subscribe, let me know y'all want this information. And I'm going to make sure I get my lazy ass up and do it. You get to it, just like my granddad say. You did.